Hey everybody, this is your girl Tanetta. Welcome to Taboo Conversations, the podcast, and this is podcast episode number 11. I don't have a title right now, but that's all right. I'm actually reading y'all something from my journal, actually. My journal from August the 6th, 2012, actually. At 9:24 p.m. is when I'm looking at my journal right here. I got these Twilight journals years ago. I think it was part of some Christmas stuff from an old job. I can remember. But I got these journals, and of course I love the movie Twilight, so I of course was writing in them back then. And I have a book down there as well, one of the books from one of the movies. I think it's the first one, so I have that down there as well. But of course, like I said, I was cleaning up some stuff today, found these journals, found the whole case of journals actually, and decided to of course go ahead and read y'all one of the entries, which is the first entry in this particular journal. As you all, well, those on the video can see, but for those on the podcast, just imagine me showing you the book. I put it that way. But like I said, definitely welcome to podcast episode number 11. Again, this is your girl Tanetta with Taboo Conversations. Just to let you know that this podcast episode is sponsored by Speak Your Truth Relationship Coaching, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. And also Bedroom Candy Boutique Consultant, number 15944, where of course I help empower you and inspire you, and of course bring you pleasure with the toys and the items and the body care products through Bedroom Candy. So I want to welcome you all, like I said, again to this podcast. And this episode, like I said, I'm reading the whole entire entry word for word from my journal from back on August 6th, 2012 at 9:24 p.m. is when I start writing this. So let me go ahead and get to it, y'all. August the 6th, 2012 at 9:24 p.m. This is my first journal entry in a very long time. A lot has changed with me physically and mentally and spiritually. I'm unsure where to start. Angry, confused, sad, rebellious, scared, afraid, unloved, happy, fearless, questioned, uncontrollable memories, dreams, trapped, let go, open prayers, understanding. I think I may have messed up in that, y'all, when I wrote that a long time ago. I've been feeling in a sad mood today. Was up late having an argument with my past partner about our relationship. I feel very misunderstood and judged. One would never know how you feel and view the world until they've walked my shoes. I am a very honest person, opinionated, crafted, creative, thoughtful, intelligent, descriptive, unforgettable, spiritual, on an unknown level, poetic, and loving in a strange way. Let me get some water, y'all. My mind sometimes flows to other places, to places that others can't fathom. No, I don't have ADHD, but a simple case of mind over matter. Will I ever be able to express myself to my fullest capabilities? And this is the part that I want y'all to listen closely on. Let me repeat that again. Will I ever be able to express myself to my fullest capabilities? That has yet to be seen. What will it unlock? More creativity, expressiveness, hidden feelings, suppressed emotions, a lioness? I think everyone has a dark place hidden within them that hasn't yet been brought to light or exposed. One day I am sure I will be able to love and be loved by all I come in contact with. Is there something wrong with me, or do others feel the same way? I'm not done growing or maturing. I feel that I have just gotten to a place where I feel comfortable in my own skin. Who am I? Will the world ever know the whole me, the vulnerable me, the afraid to open up out of fear me? I know it's coming one day, a whirlwind, a raft, a tsunami. Everything pouring out the walls will come tumbling down. How would that feel? What would others say? Will I still feel safe and in the zone? Probably not in the beginning, but peace in all aspects will come. What do I have to give others? Wisdom, experiences, positiveness, good words of advice, laughter, smiles. Prisoner within yourself. Gotta let go and let God is what I was told years ago. I'm not to that point yet. Demolition will begin one day soon. This was all a ramble and a rant. As time goes on, my thoughts will be more focused. Just wanted to get some things off my chest at this time. This makes sense to me is all that matters. And good night at 9:59 p.m. Like I said, this was from August the 6th, 2012. This was my first journal entry in a while, let's say it, of course, because at that time, I'm 45 now. So that was back in 2012, 9 years ago. So I was what? 34, 33, but 33 going on 34 actually. My birthday is on September the 15th, which is this coming Wednesday. But like I said, I was definitely 33 at the time writing that. And like I said, definitely just wondering back then, what will it feel like when I, of course, unleash this wrath and all the things that I put Speak Your Truth in. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, my coaching business is called Speak Your Truth. And this is part of the reason why I created that name and put that name as part of this coaching business. It has to be. Like I said, at some point I knew that I was going to speak my truth. I just didn't know how. I didn't know how that would come. I didn't know how I would let go and let God. I had no idea back then. I know now, but like I said, I had no idea back 9 years ago. I just knew that I had to, of course, continue working on myself, continue going through my path, continue learning as much as I could, and continuing, of course, experiencing as much as I could. And that's what all of us have. Like I said, we all definitely have a voice within that some of us, of course, scared to, of course, unleash, unravel, I guess I put it that way. And like I said, definitely it's allotted to all of us. There's no reason why we cannot, and why you cannot, of course, unleash that lioness or lion within. Like I said, at some point you have to feel comfortable in your own skin. The question that I kept asking myself was, who am I? I had to grow into figuring out who I was. Like I said, I'm not done yet, I can tell you that. But like I said, I definitely 9 years ago, I had to grow into, of course, who am I? And like I said, that was the question that kicked me off back then, and also back in 2018. What is it that, who am I, and what's going to make me happiest in this life? And like I said, that's when I started to make changes. I made some changes back then. I don't know everything offhand, but I know over time, of course, some people exited my life. Some people were in my life, of course, but brought back into my life, I guess I put it that way. I'm sure through the heavens and that kind of thing as well. And like I said, 2018, of course, I was on another journey, doing the similar thing. Like I said, trying to, of course, get my life back on the path to happiness and find out who I am, what I wanted, and what I wanted to, of course, be in this lifetime. And like I said, yes, it's still a journey. I'm still working on that. And I know there's somebody out there that's listening right now that may not have ever actually told their story, spoken their truth, anything along those lines. And I'm just going to tell you that it's okay if you want to do so. And I know I put in here, I put in here also, how would that feel to, of course, speak? I guess how would that feel mainly to, of course, pour out everything, to, of course, speak my truth. And I know what kind of peace that brings. I know that kind of peace. I have that peace. I know what that peace brings. Yes, I do have some bad days. Yes, I do have very, very good days. I guess I put it that way as well, a lot more than the bad now. But like I said, definitely knowing how that would feel. I had no idea how it would feel back then, back in 2012. I just knew that people talked about inner peace. People talked about finding out who they were and that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, how do I find out more about this? And of course, as the years went by, I found more and more information where I can, of course, find out who I was and how that would feel like, that kind of thing as well. And the other question I put down, what would others say? And will I still feel safe I guess what would others say? Of course, that was a question that I did put in this book as well. But as I'm looking back at it, I don't know if I really honestly cared what folks said. I just, like I said, mainly it was just from what I remember, because I know I'm not one that, of course, really works off of what other folks say about me or talk about me, gossip about me at all. I've never been that way, but of course I must have been thinking about it on this particular time. What will folks say once I start speaking my truth? And of course I have done that. Like I said, I've done that a few years ago officially, and it's all on video. YouTube is on Facebook, I'm sure, Instagram, that kind of thing as well, across social media. And like I said, I know how that feels. Of course, like I said, to have my inner peace, to get things off my chest, to finally, of course, start that healing process that I knew I needed. I had no idea what the healing process was. I didn't know what the steps were or anything else, but I can tell you the steps that I took. It won't be right today, but I can definitely tell you that. I know I have it written down in my notebook, the steps that I took, how I figured out who I was, how I recreated myself. I guess I put it that way as well. But the main things were how I found my inner peace, how I found out who I was, and and how I found out, of course, what forgiveness meant in my life. Let me get some water, y'all. Because I know as we're going on this healing journey and finding out who you are, at some point you're going to have to start. Folks may not want to hear this, but forgiveness plays a big part in that. If you're still holding on to, to past trauma, past dramas. These folks did this to you. This was unfair. These people, I don't know, whatever, cheated on you. You feel bitter. You're angry. You're resentful. You're hating people. You're angry because somebody's name just came up that you hate and all this kind of stuff. How will you ever be able to move on, y'all? That is not creating any kind of inner peace. That's creating more inner turmoil and chaos. How would you ever be able to move forward, y'all? That's why I said forgiveness is so important. It actually plays into every aspect of our life. I don't care if it's forgiveness in life or business or whatever you want to call it, career, anything. Forgiveness always plays a part. Excuse me. I don't care what you were doing. Like I said, it always plays a part. The healing process and forgiveness go hand in hand, just like this, y'all. Like I said, there was a question that I was asking myself, how would it feel? I now know how that feels. I know how to have all that trauma, that drama, all that feeling of whatever was unworthiness, not able to be loved. Feeling like I was not able to be loved and supported the way I wanted to. Having all those feelings shed off of me and knowing that I create the life that I want to see, not the other people that was in my life. I know that now. Like I said, they'll of course influence it. Yes, I'm not saying that. People will definitely influence the way that you, of course, behave and act day to day, that kind of thing. I'm not saying that. What I'm talking about is, of course, knowing that I created my life up until that point and know that I can create my life after that point. I just did a video the other day on my Facebook page at Speak Your Truth talking about you created it. You created the life that you, of course, are currently living. And you can, of course, create the life in the future that you're wanting. And that is so definitely true, y'all. Like I said, some of y'all may not understand that. I may not realize that at this time. It's not the government. It's not your parents. It's not your partner. If you have a partner, husband, wife, whoever it is, or a significant other. It's not your kids. It's not your school. It's not your religion. It's not any of those. It's not your politics. It's not any of those things. You create your life the way that you want it. Yes, those folks, like I said, they will have influence in your life, and you decide what it is you want to pick up as that influence in your life. You don't have to pick any of it up and just do your own thing altogether. That's the choice you have to make. But like I said, you have to learn that and understand that you create the life that you want to see in the world. Nobody else creates that for you. Yes, they'll have influence. Yes, they definitely will. But you can discern what influence you want to keep in your life and what influence you don't want. That you no longer want in your life. You have to decide that. Those people don't decide that. Those people are only teaching you from what they know from their point of view, or from the religion's point of view, or from the politics point of view. But you have to decide what you want to, of course, leave in your heart and your mind, body, and soul, or just push out of it. Like I said, you decide that. Nobody else decides that for you. And like I said, it wasn't until I finally realized that I was able to, of course, grasp hold of my life, get out of that just living day to day, survival mode, that kind of thing. I was in survival mode for a long time, y'all. I'm 45 years old. It took me until, 42 years old before I even realized that, of course, survival mode was something that I was in at that time, but I can always end it whenever I felt that I could take control of my own life. And like I said, that's when I finally learned that back then. Well, I learned it 100% back then. I guess I put it that way. I knew that in the past and that kind of thing, but I had no idea how to go about doing it and keeping it, of course, and making it sustainable. I know that now. And like I said, definitely that was something that I had to work on. Of course, get inside my head, knowing that I, of course, like I said, created the life that I want, no matter if I wanted 15 businesses on the side and still work full time. That's me. I create that life, and I'm going to be stressed out. Yes, I may be, but like I said, I definitely create that life that I, of course, want in the life that I see. And you all have to understand that as well. I'm out here. Yes, of course, I've been through everything that I'm telling you all. As you all heard in my journal, I have been through all these things. And I've lived past them. I know how it feels, of course. Get on video, tell my story, whichever way I was telling it, writing and that kind of thing, journaling as well, making blog posts and that kind of thing. I know how it feels to have some people, of course, not agree with what I was doing. And that's probably what I wrote up in there. What would others say? Other folks said different things. They wouldn't, why am I online telling people about my business and all the stuff that happened? This is supposed to stay within the family. Why are you sharing family secrets and family business? And why are you, I guess, talking about people in your life that, of course, have affected your life? And those people are not here to, of course, speak their truth and that kind of thing as well. And like I told them, I'm telling the experiences from the way that I saw it and from my truth. I guess I put it that way, taking all the blame of everybody else out, that kind of thing as well. Yes, they did have influence, yes. But like I said, definitely knowing that I'm telling my story. I'm the one that's, of course, angry and hateful, want to kill everybody and want to kill myself and do all these things. I was very upset with myself. Like I said, I had a very hard, you probably can't tell that now, but I had a horrible temper. Used to jump out the car on folks, had very bad road rage, go off on somebody in 2 seconds. Wouldn't care whether they had a gun or anything in their hand, pocket, whatever it was. I just did not care. And like I said, I had to, at some point, I realized that me not caring who I went off on, the words that I was putting out into this universe, I had to realize at some point I cannot keep doing that. That was hurting me and turning me to shreds. I know some of that in here as well. And what I just read y'all, it was turning me to shreds. And folks around me may not have noticed that, may not have seen all that, because I'm the one in the family and friends in the environment that was the one that was supposed to be strong and all these kind of things. Let me tell you, strong people have a time where they break down. Strong people have a time where they cry. And strong people have a time where they have to, of course, express themselves and tell the truth in order to, of course, start their healing process and to get things off their chest as well. It's not just for us strong people to, of course, hold all this stuff in all the time and just take everybody's whatever's coming towards us. I guess I put it that way. Calls in the middle of the night because somebody's upset or something happened, whatever it is. I took those kind of calls. And like I said, I had to realize that at some point, if I don't start working on myself and, of course, protecting my time, protecting my boundaries, and, of course, upholding my boundaries, that I was still going to continue to be ran all over. I was still going to be, I guess, going to continue to be a yes girl. And I was going to continue to be, of course, upset, angry because I didn't stop any of that. But also then angry and upset and everything about what happened in the past. And then I'm still not able to get forward because I'm helping everybody else with their problems. Like I said, I had to realize that. At some point, we all have to realize that regardless of what others may say, think, and feel about us. I'm just here to tell y'all that. I know a lot of y'all out there listening may be like, oh, okay, she could say that, she could say this and that. I've lived this life. I'm still living this life. And like I said, regardless of what anybody else has to say about it, my past or anything else that I put in video, put anywhere else talking about situations, sexual abuse or domestic violence and all these types of things. Yes, I told everything. Like I said, I had to clear my mind. I was the one hurting. I was the one, of course, going through all this. And I knew that not just with me hurting and telling my story, I knew that some point in telling my story that I was going to help at least one person out there in the world. And actually, I got several folks that was DMing me almost every single day, asking, how can I get on camera and talk about this? How can I make these posts about these things? How can they get to be the same way I am as far as happy and have inner peace and all that type of thing? And of course, tell the story. That is, like I said, that has always been something greatly important to me, was always speaking your truth. I hate when folks lie to me. And like I said, definitely speaking your truth and being who you are, able to live and walk in your shoes and not be afraid of it and not care about what nobody else say, that speaks volumes. And like I said, that's the life that I was always trying to push myself to do. Regardless as to if these folks said I sound proper, I sound like a white person, or I'm going to this mostly white school and who do I think I am and all this type of stuff. I didn't care what they said. Like I said, I still kept pressing forward anyway, no matter how I felt about whatever they were saying. Of course, it didn't bring me down to a court. Yeah, well, take that back. Sometimes it did put me in tears, actually. But like I said, I had to bounce back. I bounced back very quickly and kept moving forward because I knew that if I did not bounce back and keep moving forward, the life that I was looking forward to having, a life full of peace and happiness and able to do the childhood things I wanted to do and able to travel and do all this stuff and create a business, do all these things, I knew that if I would have stayed down and kept crying and kept putting myself in victim mode, I would have never gotten to the place that I am today. I guess that's the whole message in the story, getting to the place that you are today. Back in 2012, August 2012, I was writing this journal entry that I just read to y'all. And like I said, if I wouldn't have wrote this journal entry, I would have never known how I have grown since that time to today. Yes, I don't know how many journals in there right now. I have a lot of journals in my room, actually, in my closet. And like I said, at some point, I read some more of those old journals to y'all as well. Like I said, I'm very transparent, very open. I don't mind reading these things to you all because I know somebody out there needs this information, needs to hear my voice, and of course is waiting for my voice. I know that. And like I said, back when, I think I may have told y'all back when I was like 10 years old, I had this dream. And to me, I know everybody has a different way that their God or that whoever they believe in, the higher powers, whoever it is, speaks to them. Mine has always actually been in dreams. I I knew that even though I was saying I was atheist and all these kind of things back in the day, and that's a whole different video. But like I said, I definitely knew that there was a higher power and a higher being that was helping me with my life. I guess I put it that way. Angels, if you want to call it God back then. Well, now I know it's God and angels and whoever else around me, that kind of thing. I know that now. But like I said, I forgot where I was going, y'all. Lord, I don't even know where I was going. I forgot where I was going now. But like I said, definitely with this particular journal entry, like I said, I definitely learned a lot from me looking at myself now and looking at myself back then. Like I said, definitely I see how much I have grown. And like I said before, I know that my voice and the words that I speak and the things that I say, somebody out there is listening to that, y'all. Oh, that's where I was going with the dreams. With the dreams, like I said, God speaks to me through, I guess, through my dreams. I've always known that. Y'all, I had forgot what I was saying. I was so into it and forgot where I was going. But like I said, God has always spoken to me in dreams. I had a dream back when I was about 10 years old. And I've told this story more than once, y'all, that I was on a stage, had a pulpit. What is that thing? Yeah, I guess it's like calls like the pulpit, like the little wooden thing that you, a podium that you stand behind speaking from. I had that, and it was a room full of like hundreds and thousands. I couldn't even see nothing but people as far down as my eyes could see, y'all. I just saw people of all colors, all races. They were saying something. I was saying something, but I could not hear any words at all that was coming out of nobody's mouth, like Chris Tucker used to say. But like I said, I heard no words at all. I just saw expressions on people's faces as I was talking. I saw some of the words like their mouths moving. You could tell some of them were saying thank you. Some of them were happy. Some were crying. Some were just falling to the floor, that kind of thing. And like I said, I never let go of the dream because I know that's what I'm supposed to do, y'all. That's why I'm on this podcast talking to y'all right now. Like I said, I know that I'm supposed to, of course, influence a mass of people. I know that. I know I was listening to something this morning. I wish I'd have had it with me, but I know it's by David Imonitier. He's actually a millionaire, actually. He's one of the top sellers. I forget the name of the company, but he speaks about like life and belief and those types of things. And of course, like becoming yourself and growing in business, of course, God behind you and they kind of are behind you, beside you, in front of you, all around you, I guess I put it that way. And like I said, I've been listening to him for the past month. He was one of the people that just popped in my life all of a sudden, I guess I put it that way. I hadn't even heard the man before I think it was last month. Just been listening to like his videos and that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed to hear. I guess I put it that way at this time. And like I said, listening to what he was talking about, he has a thing called Believe Nation. And like I said, I'm thinking to myself this morning, and he's always talking about belief, and I've talked about belief, faith and trust as well a lot in the past, especially when I was going on my healing journey. And like I said, if you go back to those videos on YouTube, you will definitely see those. But he was talking about this morning in the video I was watching. I'm sitting thinking to myself, like, okay, my main thing has been his main thing is belief. My main thing is truth. And like I said, I know doggone well I'm supposed to inspire people to their truth. I'm sure of that. I guess that's where I was getting with this whole conversation, y'all, or with this ending, I guess, with this part of the conversation. But like I said, I know that I'm supposed to inspire people to, of course, speak their truth and be who they are. That's why I put that tagline on my page, and that's why I say that and put that in a lot of things that I do, because I know there's a lot of folks out there who feel that they cannot be who they want to be in this world. They feel like they have to protect themselves from their parents or from whoever the religion, whoever it is around them, so they can't find out their inner secrets, their inner vulnerabilities. I put that in this particular passage as well, my first passage in this journal. And like I said, I know those people out there who are afraid to be who they are because they're afraid to have people come back and say that, oh, you were not like this in the past. You were, what is it called, a hypocrite or that kind of thing, or how you gonna be a stripper now, back then, but now you're a housewife all of a sudden and supposed to be walking on the right path. Folks are so scared of what people are going to say about them. It's ridiculous. I know folks that are, of course, homosexuals, that kind of thing, LGBTQ, whatever word you want to use. They're scared to come out because they're scared of what their family, their friends, their religion, everybody else is going to say about them. But I'm here to tell y'all, at some point, if you want to be happy, if you want to know what it feels like to, of course, have inner happiness, to, of course, feel like you're going through your healing process, and that you're, of course, on your path and that kind of thing, you have to start being yourself. You have to start speaking that truth. Excuse me. But like I said, you definitely have to start speaking the truth to yourself first, and everybody else next. I don't care who else is out there, but of course, speaking the truth to yourself first is all that matters, y'all. At some point, holding all that stuff in walking through this world, not able to, of course, express who you are, walking through this world, not able to, of course, say what you feel, do what you feel, do what you love, and all that kind of stuff, out of fear of what others are going to say about you, that creates a lot of unhappiness, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic attacks. It creates a lot of those things. I'm just here to tell you, you want to, of course, walk in that path of your own righteousness, of your own of your own truth. You have to start somewhere, y'all. I don't care if you start today. I'm speaking to you, whoever was out there listening to me. And like I said, I don't care if you start today on this path, as long as you get started. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, here she go again, that kind of thing. But I'm going to keep talking about this until I die. I'm pretty sure. I can tell you that. I know that I am. And like I said, there's no greater feeling that I know that I've never ever had, but the feeling that when I started speaking my truth and telling my story, that is the greatest feeling I have ever had in this whole world. That's the first time that I was ever able to drop out of and move past survival mode, living day to day, check to check, life to life, day to day, that kind of thing. That is hectic for anybody. That was the first time that I was ever able to do that. That was a few years ago, y'all. That was the first time I was able to actually be happy, happy, have my inner peace. That was the first time in my life, y'all. Yes, I always actually have a happy demeanor. I'm always smiling, laughing, giggling when I play, that kind of thing. I'm the biggest hit that I know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the inner happiness where your soul is happy. I've had that feeling. I had that feeling. I know how that feels. And like I said, for all these years, I was going through life and in survival mode and doing this and doing that, helping everybody else, doing all this stuff. And it wasn't until I got on the path of helping myself and working myself through these things, that's when my inner happiness came. And also when some folks transitioned out of my life as well, and then when some other folks transition in, I pray for folks to come into my life to, of course, help me on my journey, and me help them on their journey as well. And those people keep transitioning in, transitioning out. And like I said, that's going to be a lifelong process, I'm sure. But like I said, definitely there's no better feeling in the world than, of course, your inner happiness, y'all. And I know I can talk all day about this. I'm trying to make sure that I'm done with this whole episode. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I want to say, y'all. I'm trying to look and see. The one thing I said in here in my journal entry is, what do I have to give others? And everything that I always do, whether on video, through a post, I don't care if it's funny or not, healing post, healing video, funny video, whatever it is, dancing video. I do all types of videos, y'all. But whatever it is, video post, if I'm talking to somebody at the store, whoever it is, what do I have to give to others? We all have something to give to others. Like I said, I'm giving my voice to others. I know there's others out there who, of course, need to hear my voice, or being shared some of this information with them so they can hear my voice, so that they can start working on their path of transformation, finding their inner happiness and their inner peace. I know that I'm supposed to help people. I know that. And like I said, I have a lot to give others. I know you have a lot to give others as well. I don't know if you're creative, if you like to bake, if you like to cook, if you like to dance, whatever it is, if you like to start businesses, you can help folks with their businesses, whatever it is. Like I said, we all have something to give to somebody else. Even if it's through, like I talk about my experiences a lot, and my lessons, my chaos, my trauma, my dramas, all those types of things. I know in everything that I talk about, there's a lesson in all of that. And like I said, that's what I have to give others, is my lessons, my teachings, my happiness, my smile, my smile that I have. And like I said, just getting what I can out the goodness of my heart, I guess I put it that way as well. With me being first, of course, giving to others, I have to make sure that I'm, of course, being in good character, of course, being genuine, of course, being somebody that's, of course, trustworthy. Like I said, I give that all to others. And I wrote down some of these things on here. I put wisdom, experiences, positiveness, good words of advice, laughter and smiles. That's exactly what I just finished saying, y'all. And like I said, I know that all the lessons, all the blessings, all the things that I received, I know there's a lot for you all as well that's out there listening to the sound of my voice. I'm not the only one who's going to, of course, experience this type of feeling of inner peace and inner happiness and speaking my truth and telling my story and all those types of things. There's other folks out there as well, and I'm sure one of you all listen to this right now. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode, because I will talk forever, y'all, because this is something that I'm very, very passionate about. But I just want to make sure that you all know, of course, take some time. If y'all, of course, write in your journal, that kind of thing, just take some time this week. And look at one like your past journals from years ago just to see how much you have grown, y'all. That's the main thing that I get out of this, just seeing how much I have grown and just seeing how much I was already on the right path moving forward, trying to, of course, go ahead and figure out who I was, how other folks would feel, what do I have to give this world. I was thinking about all this stuff 9 years ago, y'all. And I'm sure if some of y'all are out there listening to the sound of my voice, that y'all have, of course, journals as well, and that you can go back and look at some of these things and see how far you've grown, see how far you, of course, learn, and see what you still need, of course, inject to your life and still work on, that kind of thing. So with that, I want to say thank y'all for tuning into this episode. I hope this episode of Taboo Conversations, episode number 11, has touched somebody's brain to spark a light bulb, to have them understand and realize that you can, of course, have inner peace. You can, of course, start healing from some of that trauma and drama that you've been through. You can, of course, speak your truth and, of course, be who you are. It's allotted to all of us, but you have to start that journey. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, I can talk and plant seeds all day. But if you are so scared that you can't even get to the point of saying, I am who, whatever your name is, I am Tanetta, and I live this life or whatever it was. If you can't even get to that part or tell things that you have done to other people and made them, of course, feel bad or that kind of thing, like I said, that's part of your journey. You don't have to physically, of course, tell somebody on video or on post like I did. You can, of course, write them in a journal and then go back and talk to those people if you're able to. That's part of the forgiveness. If you're able to talk to them people. Some folks may not even want to talk to you. It just depends on how you make them feel. But like I said, at some point we have to own up to who we are, what we have done, and what we still have yet to do, y'all. So with that, I want to say thank y'all again. This is Tanetta with Taboo Conversations, the podcast, episode number 11. And of course, like I said before, this podcast is sponsored by Speak Your Truth Relationship Coaching, where I help educate and inspire and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. The main relationship is you, number one, and everything else follows. And also, this podcast is sponsored by Bedroom Candy Boutique Consultant number 15944, which is myself as well, where I help empower, inspire, and of course talk to you all about your body's pleasure, orgasms, and of course your body care as well. So like I said, I'll actually put the link to where you all can, of course, connect with me. I put in that link. It will be information about like resources that I have. It will be information about how to connect with Speak Your Truth on Facebook and on Instagram and all those types of places. There will be information about how you can, of course, check out Bedroom Candy and that kind of thing as well, to see what all Bedroom Candy has to offer. So like I said, with that, I want to say thank you all. Make sure that you click the link in like I said, within the episode description, so that you can connect with me elsewhere online besides the podcast. So I want to thank y'all for being here.